Evelyn was the gatekeeper for Kirknewton Railway Crossing after moving there in 1948.
Really, to me, it was wonderful because it was here in the countryside where you really felt you belonged. Father and mother at Hethbull, an aunt and an uncle at West Newton, and relatives at Crook House. But from a modern house back to basics, there's a bit of a change. The house itself was nice. There wasn't much to do to it. In fact, you couldn't, because in them days you didn't have paper. It was just coming back on the market. It was usually the stamper. The ironing was done by the heaters going in the fire, red hot, and you put them in a heater box, and there's your ironing. Did away with that, because if it was a hot summer's day and you were ironing, good grief, the heat was tremendous. You had to put your name down if you wanted something. I had no lamp. The first one I got was that one in the corner, a famous, which Jim's made into electric. Well, when I first came, there was a little man who had a little hut at the end of the gates, and he did the gates until I learned the signals, which were above that door there. And what the signal was for a train that was on a line, say from Achill up or Mindrum down. That was the signal for me to guess how long will it take to come from either place to put the gate over. Things happen, like the times when the crossing keepers were finished and the train itself. Well, the fireman would be the first one to get out and open the gate, and the guard would get out and shut it. But then many a time they never judged properly, and they went through 2 sets of gates. That was fine because we got all the wood for kindling.
People used to grow fruit and vegetables along the trackside as an extra bit of garden. Tommy Shell kept bees. They paid £1 a year to the railways. When the line closed in 1965, Lord Lambton had the gardens, the fence at the other side of the track, the rails, the sleepers, and all the ballast of cinders and clinker cleared. The land was ploughed up and turned back to part of the field. After 3 weeks, it was difficult to believe there had been a railway. When the August 1948 flood occurred, bridges were washed away and huge hay pikes swept along the road in Kirknewton. The water was 3 feet deep at the railway cottages. Evelyn spent 3 days upstairs with her baby daughter until the floods went down.
My neighbour came in and she said, "We're going to be flooded out." I said, "Oh, I don't think so." She said, "Well, have a look at the back door." There was a door on the back there then. And the water was bubbling up from the sink because it couldn't take it all. It was gushing in. And then it came in through the vents, up through the floorboards. The only thing we had down here was lino. Tell you, that lino is still on my floor to this day. And we lived upstairs for 3 days.